Somewhere along the way, AI became a novelty, and it's not in the way that you think, because in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how to get 55K plus contracts using an AI agentic system that I have set up in my business. Now, this system has been in my firm for 3 years, and I have not told anybody about it because I was not ready to talk about this intellectual property. But today, I'm going to uncover it for you so that you can leverage this for your own business, for your clients, and so that you can establish a lasting legacy for generations to come. Now, it's no secret that AI is the hottest market that is currently growing. I mean, if you invest in the stock market and you invested in AI stocks last year, the year before, you know the increases have been incredible. But what if you also invested in AI infrastructure for yourself, for your business, for your clients, for your own knowledge base? Now, people typically talk about bots and chatbots and prompts and generating a few images, things of that nature, but that is not what we are covering in this video, because people who pay top dollar for AI infrastructure do not want it to write copy for them. They already know that that's actually one of the weakest areas that AI has. The true strong front and forefront for AI is actually data analysis and a bit of automation as well. Now, I use Notion, ChatGPT, ConvertKit, and a few other integrations. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it so that you can leverage it too. Listen, the firms that are winning right now, whether they are in healthcare, finance, government contracting, life coaches, business coaches, education technology, education consulting, local businesses, construction, real estate, the ones who are winning do not use AI as a toy, okay? They understand that the system is something that cannot be replicated if they set up the proper automations, because the data analysis that AI provides is top tier. I mean, it can look at your insights in a way that has never been able to happen before. And typically a data analysis person would take hours to run these business reports, to run these dashboard reports, cybersecurity reports. But AI, this agentic flow, it does it in less than 5 minutes, unless you're doing the deep thinking function, in which sometimes it'll deep research for like 10, 15 minutes and come up with a whole 2,000 word report for you or your firm. Now imagine if you were someone that wanted to sign higher ticket clients, 10K, 20K, 35K in the next 3 months or less, AI can do that for you using this agentic workflow and system. Remember, here's my philosophy at Tiffy G Writes, www.tiffygwrites.ai. We are not using AI to replace human thought. You still have to be the judgment person. You still have to be the CEO of AI. You still have to understand creative storytelling, copywriting, all those things, all of those gaps that AI has. But use the real strengths that this agentic system has, such as data analysis and automated automations. It can connect to your system, read your data, understand your creative briefs, understand your technological briefs, and break complex things down for you so that you can book those clients that you have been wanting. Now, if you have been experiencing a sales slowdown, and yearly you'll see your ebbs and flows in business, or if you are someone that realized, okay, we've been in business for a while, but we don't really know how to leverage AI systems beyond just prompting and ChatGPT and tell me my best personality trait for this thing that I want to do. That is not where the money is, okay? The real money is in analytics. And over the past year, I've had the wonderful opportunity of evaluating leading marketing and sales systems using AI for a huge AI research lab operating in emerging sectors, including work connected to rapidly growing platforms like Mercor that are building evaluation systems around digital labor and AI talent. Now, what's really fascinating is how quickly this industry has moved, because not too long ago, many of these companies were in their early VC venture capital funding stage of trying to get 10 million in funding. Early experiments, early prototypes, just testing things, A/B tests, data analysis to put themselves on the market to see if it works. But just a few years later, they weren't simply building tools. They were building data pipelines as internal infrastructure that they could sell to other huge corporations. Now, we all have heard of the gold rush. Well, the new gold rush is AI data systems, and the sector is expanding into what analysts now estimate could be a $350 billion plus industry. Let's just sit on that for a minute. Now, here's the thing. That kind of growth does not happen because of clever social media content, because of going viral or things like that. This type of pipeline happens when serious investors come across serious AI infrastructure technicians that can come in and make them money quickly, optimize their revenue, optimize their behind the scenes back-end data sets in Notion or in HubSpot or in ConvertKit or whatever system they're using, and apply that to sales logic, because gone are the days where you would just go viral on social media. And let me tell you, I've been in business 10 years. As of this April, 10 years, okay? And I have seen all the things. I've seen the rise of social media, the rise of email marketing, and now the rise of AI. And what AI is actually doing is two things. Number one, it's showing you the people who do not have true expertise, because the people that are overly reliant on AI and do not really handle the judgment and execution of campaigns and how to set up these agentic workflows are those who look a little bit lazy to corporations. These are the people who are unfortunately being let go versus coming in as a B2B contractor, setting up a system that they already have from their intellectual property and coming in as a business to business negotiation type of relationship. Number two, AI data is replacing gold. Like, all of these companies want to understand data. And if you can break data into simple terms and tell the real value proposition, then you're winning, especially if you can do it at a wider scope and a faster rate than somebody else. Let me give you a scenario real quick. Let's imagine person A and person B. Person A is an entrepreneur, person B is an entrepreneur. But person A does not understand agentic workflows. They do not know how to use Notion AI. They use a little bit of more manual labor because they value humanity and things like that. And they say, I just don't really want to learn it because I don't want it to take my job or anybody else's job away. So this person can crack out an analytics sales pipeline report within about 14 days, but it spans about 30 to 60 days altogether. Now, person B, also an entrepreneur, works with the same type of clients, understands that human judgment is critical. They understand their role with AI. They are not too dependent or too lazy to be the executioner of AI, but they also understand that AI can help them generate reports that are 12 to 24 months in advance with higher data analysis and optimization that a human, quite frankly, can't see or understand that quickly. Now, which firm do you think a business is more willing to work with, entrepreneur A or entrepreneur B? I know I'm going to go with entrepreneur B because you just got me more back on my investment. Not only did entrepreneur B give me more back on my investment, but they extended the timeline and the scope of the contract so that I could have a business report straight to my email inbox within 14 to 21 business days, but it's for the next 12 months. It's positioning for the next 2 years based on current data. And then I would go and retain that person to continually monitor my data, monitor my sales insights, monitor my emails, my social media, everything in one dashboard. And this brings us to the AI Infrastructure Workshop, which is happening at 7 a.m. Eastern on March 22nd. If you are listening to this video and you're like, I need that infrastructure, I wish that somehow you could clone it and give it to me and give me the user manual on how to use it for my individual efforts, for my individual business, well, my friend, you're in good company, because that's exactly what I'm doing in 2 weeks. check out the link in the description. The only bad news is the fact that there are only 3 slots available. Your ticket is $397. Check out the links below to go ahead and book your spot with 3 other entrepreneurs and me as a 10-year entrepreneur who has gotten my clients 31.9 million to date and counting. Now, I want you to understand that businesses, data analysis firms, cybersecurity firms, even government contracts. I got an email earlier this morning for a sources sought for advertising, marketing, and data analysis in a particular industry, which was really interesting. They're like, we see you are in our system. We would love to have you on board. But this is why the smartest founders are beginning to build what I call AI data sales systems. First, they gathered structured insight. Second, they evaluate patterns across large sets of information. Now, I know that sounds intimidating. It sounds like it could take a long time. And previously, before AI, it would take a long time. But no, there are prompts that you can use. Scaffolding. If you're an AI engineer, then you know exactly what I mean by scaffolding. It's something we're going to teach in the intensive. But scaffolding is basically where you don't just ask one question, you don't just do one prompt, you scaffold a whole project into AI so that way it can come out with a complete analysis, something that usually only humans would be able to do, so that you can spend time with your family or sell that same insight in their sales system for a $55,000 per year contract or something of that nature. Third, these entrepreneurs know how to convert those insights into recommendations so businesses know how to act on it immediately. This is literally how you become a true strategic operator, an optimization partner for a CEO or for a founder that just doesn't have time to figure this all out themselves. They have the resources, they have the money, but they don't yet understand these data systems the way that you do. Now, in the intensive on March 22nd at 7 a.m. Eastern, we are going to cover AI evaluation dashboards and scaffolding, decision-making pipelines, email infrastructure tied to behavioral data. This is where my 20-question framework comes in and why this is intellectual property that I have trained Tiffy GPT to do. More on that in the intensive. And insight frameworks companies will actually pay top dollar for. Because in this economy with the wars and the rumors of wars, the oil, the investments, the market, one thing is for sure, you're going to have to upskill your knowledge base because layoffs are at an all-time high. There were just 96,000 jobs deleted from the economy in February alone. And so it's either get on top and understand what's going on or get left behind. But it's your decision. This is the same type of leverage that allows consultants and operators to move from small projects into multi-month and multi-year contracts with real decision-making authority. This is how you get into the executive suite with some of these companies and you really generate yourself $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 per year of a raise by mastering these systems before anybody else. You'll stop chasing clients. You'll start building infrastructure based on what your clients can depend on. And that is a very different position to operate in as a founder or as a consultant. If you're someone that has been watching the rapid acceleration of AI and you're like, okay, where's the next opportunity? This stuff changes so quickly. This intensive workshop gives you a practical framework to begin building your own infrastructure using my intellectual property. I'm literally giving you Tiffy GPT, which has been trained for 3 years behind the scenes quietly, looking at data insights from my corporate contracts, from my clients, from what's going on in social media today, creative copywriting. All of that information has been stored in Tiffy GPT, which you are going to experience in real time on March 22nd. Because the next wave of high-value consulting will not belong to people who use AI as a tool. It belongs to the people designing systems that AI businesses or real estate, finance, technology, construction, healthcare businesses can rely on. If this direction resonates with you, secure one of the limited seats down in the description. I'll talk to you soon.